I'm here at the Next Web 2016. I'm talking to Brian Leslie, which I did not know, but he's the most famous guy in the whole world. And you have all these people basically who follow you on social media. And you said here in the audience, I'm connected to 1 million people and I still don't feel connected. What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, it's almost impossible to feel connected to 1 million people. So for me, the reason why I get my phone number out, and my phone number is +1 646 887 6988.
It was big on the screen and everybody can send you messages.
Right. Is so that I can actually know more than just having them follow me. I can actually have a conversation with them in private, right? On social, it's public.
So how many private conversations do you have at the moment?
53,000.
Yeah. And so how many words do you have available for everybody? So how do you make sense of this whole thing about a conversation?
Well, I mean, it's about what people want to talk to me about. So, first and foremost, people have to tell me who they are. If they don't even tell me who they are, then that automatically weeds them out. And then it's the same as if someone stops you on the street and wants to have a conversation with you. They have to give you a compelling reason for you to engage with them.
Yeah. So of these 53,000, how many are meaningful, feeling with these criteria you just mentioned to me?
I would say that...
quickly, huh?
Yeah, well, I would say it's around 500 a month.
500 a month. How many meaningful relationships can a human being have? You were saying that on stage?
Yeah, so Dunbar's number says you can only have 150 at a time.
Yeah. So 500 is a little bit more. What has social media brought for you? You went on every platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when it started in 2007 with Twitter, how is it involved in your mind?
Well, I mean, it was great because it's like an amazing global distribution channel that's free. So if you've got great content and if you've got a message and you've got a consistent message, then you can grow a social following. And I think that the technology I'm working on is just that next layer to, once you've grown the massive audience, you can now have a conversation with the ones that are the most engaged.
Can you tell me about the different platforms and what kind of feeling you have with them? So, are you still using Twitter or Facebook or thing?
For sure. I still use all the platforms because...
but tell me, Twitter, what feeling do you have with Twitter nowadays?
Well, I mean, for all the platforms, it's about discovery, right? So there's audiences that are already there, and so they can discover me. They're already there, and so me having a presence there, they can discover me, and then I can bring them into my phone personally.
But Twitter was one of the first you started with, I guess, and that was the first one. Wow, I have my own channel. Mm-hmm. Is it going down or is it going up? Or don't you see any difference anymore between Facebook and Twitter or Instagram? Or
Yeah, well, I mean, all of them have different tools by which you can engage. And I think Twitter's more conversational. Facebook and Instagram really they're essentially the same company. Facebook owns Instagram, and so I mean, you just figure out what's the best way natively to communicate on those platforms.
Yeah. Now you're an old guy by now, right? You're not the youngest anymore, but you also use Snapchat.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And how's that changed compared to all the other Instagram and Facebook and Twitter?
I love Snapchat. Snapchat, it just gives me like the ability to be unfiltered and in real time, and so I love it. Yeah.
Why are you here in Amsterdam? Why did you come to the Next Web?
Well, I came to the Next Web because it's a great community, a great gathering of folks that really understand what technology can do to improve our generation, improve the lives, and improve the connectivity of our culture.
But how did you know about it? Did somebody tell you about it, or
Yes.
did just they called you or Snapchat you and say, come here?
Yeah, someone invited me, yeah.
But then you get lots of invitation. Why Amsterdam? Why yes?
Well, like I was saying in my talk, my grandfather, he lived in Jacob van Lennepstraat, and he worked for the Legatus Hales right here. So coming to Amsterdam is always nostalgic.
Thanks for sharing. Appreciate
Thank you so
it.
much. Appreciate
Okay, so that was the Next Web 2016. An incredible guy who basically worked for all the big artists in the world, and he's really into social media.